Welcome back to Forsite's audio series. I am today's host, Brad Lindeman, and we're here with Forsite Benefits CEO and my boss, Michael Troup, to talk about some of the biggest company struggles brought to light in 2020 and still the very present 2021.
Thanks, Brad. I'm excited to talk to you more about what we're seeing in the marketplace. We've consulted over 300 companies in Wisconsin of all different industries and sizes, so we've had a very interesting perspective over this last year.
Well, we're happy you could take some time to chat with us today. Let's have an exciting discussion about employee benefits. So let's get right to it. What are some of the trending struggles Forsite Benefits has witnessed among companies throughout 2020 and 2021?
Early on in the pandemic, we saw this need for a better way to communicate or some sort of function of communication with employees to get information out about what is taking place at the organization, what to expect as an employee. We also are seeing increased strain in regards to physical and mental health. So employees were struggling, lots of chaos, lots of change that really threw off some of the behaviors or consistent behaviors in regards to like physical activity, just being in a different mindset. We're also seeing kind of that carry over a little bit into kind of the change in culture. So a lot of companies have built over the years this culture and had a strong push on culture, and it was just really thrown into the blender at that point. And what ended up happening is it's hard to maintain that culture over this period of time with the change and the different experiences or different communication channels that were lacking. So it was a quick switch. Some of that culture fell off very quickly. And then it's just also that resistance to change, and it's the resistance to change from employees not being able to come in right away, depending on their industry, but also having to come back and that readiness to be back and comfortable in their workplace. So we've been seeing kind of those four areas with that communication, mental health, company culture, and kind of that resistance to change really weighing on a lot of employees and employers over the last year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Especially we saw in the manufacturing where a lot of the frontline or the shop employees are going in every day, but a lot of the front office was working from home. So any change in environment can definitely change the culture and cause doubt with the employees as to what to do, where to go, who to speak to, or just how to go about their day because their routine has been broken.
Yeah, there's really a big breakdown. Some companies were ready for it, but I don't know if really anybody was ready to the extent that we needed to be to deliver those solutions. In fact, as we took a look at it, that was one of the first things we wanted to address. And we sat down during the first week of kind of the major shutdown, and we had to look and say, what can we help our clients out with? What can we do to contribute to a change with this pandemic or impact? And we looked at our resources, and that's what really kind of shined for us was we have a lot of great people here, and everyone brought new ideas to say how can we participate or communicate to the community or help the community out. And one of the things that we pulled together was our expertise in the technology aspect of things. We knew we had the tech built, the app structures built, but we were really looking for how do we engage a population? So as we're hearing that communication issue, an idea that stemmed from a number of individuals pulling together, can we actually utilize our existing platform, repurpose it, and make it available for companies to communicate with employees? So that's kind of where this next component of what we're really building towards and kind of what we're seeing in the industry in general is this employee experience.
That's awesome. You developed a product in response to the struggles that our clients, friends, and the struggles that they're all dealing with. What is this technology? What is EXP?
So EXP stands for Employee Experience Platform. We deliver that employee experience platform through our mobile app. That mobile app is really tying together a number of different things to basically into like a hub structure. It's been this evolution of the structure of the app, but kind of like a mobile intranet.
So are you saying with the app, can you customize it for the employer's needs or what they want?
Yeah, that's a great question. Essentially, an employer can almost have their own customized app with their header, with their information. A lot of companies out there have been using Teams or Slack or some collaborative type tools. They kind of lacked a little bit in the space for true HR and communication, as this employee experience platform kind of evolved, it allowed us to really focus on the communication directly to the employees, not necessarily in the collaborative tools, which is what I would say the Teams and Slack end up being part of. Its main purpose is to educate employees on whether it's benefits or well-being services, get company information to benefits or any other programs that you want your employees to have at their fingertips. What's neat about this structure is these are things we're doing at a fraction of the cost. If you were to go and try to create your own app structure, at minimum, you're at $100,000 just to get started. And that's not to mention all the maintenance components to keep it going. We're able to deliver a platform. It's not just a software as a service structure where we just give you a platform and you just run with it. We're there to support you. And that's we've always been that way. We've built everything around our service model, and it only works as good as the support that's being given to you. And there's been so many technology solutions that we've seen over the years that have fallen on their face because they just never had the support structure in place. And that's something that we feel strongly about, is making sure we're supporting not just the platform itself, but also you as an employer with that platform, with the messaging, with the content. That's where we really do feel that those have worked with Forsite in the past understand kind of our value proposition. Really, we've always been built around providing excellent service. This just allows us to kind of take it one step further, because that excellent service is now right to the employee level. That customization of culture and app really ties everything together so that employees' value that they're getting from this program it's only going to be enhanced. So we're really excited to bring this to the market. And it doesn't just stop there. That's what's really neat. As we talk about customization, we love the feedback from those who have been testing it for the last 6 months, giving us feedback, allowing us to change and adjust and enhance. Where we are today, we're really excited what we have today, and it's far beyond where I think the market is today. But where we're going to be tomorrow is even more exciting. Some of the stuff we already have lined up. So this isn't a project that is done. This is a project that will continue to be built on and really built around our clients and their feedback.
Well, I have to say, as a user of the app myself, I just love the fact that I can go to it at any time of the day I want. But I absolutely love it. I love the fact that I can bring it home. I don't have to print stuff at work to bring it to my spouse, to have her look at the benefits. A lot of those frustrations most employees or you as an employee yourself have had. I think one of the best things is that I can give it to my spouse and she can view all the information. Was that the intention of the app?
It wasn't initially part of the plan, but we saw a downfall in the ability to actually communicate with spouses. And we knew this has always been an issue, as we would do employee meetings throughout the year, and those employee meetings would either have to have a special spousal meeting, or what we'd be doing is sending paperwork home with that employee and hope that spouse has a chance to review it and make their benefit selection. In a lot of cases, it's like playing telephone. And as we talk to employers and say, how do you actually reach out to spouses? How do you engage the spouse? Especially if you look at some of your medical costs, even high claimants and things that we're dealing with on the medical aspect of it, is they can account for 50%, if not more, in some cases of overall claims, but we have no way to directly communicate or engage that spouse in any decision making or education of how to utilize the benefits properly. It's really neat to see we were able to achieve something not expected at the beginning inside of our organization to make sure that spouse communication is just as important as employee communication to beyond just the employee.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If we can drive those changes, we can actually influence and impact overall healthcare costs. So it's been really amazing how we can be proactive in some of these healthcare decisions, where for years we've always been dealing with a claim that has come through, a prescription that needs to be filled, or something of that sort. So it's always reacting, where if we're more proactive and we're sending individuals or advising them where to seek care at a lower cost or where to seek care for centers of excellence, but we've struggled over the years of how do we get that information to the right people.
Yeah, not everyone with a company has a company email address. So a lot of those in the office do, but if the majority of your staff is on the road or on a plant line.
Yeah, we see that a lot in manufacturing, where employees don't have email. And that's part of the limitation of communication in general is if you don't have an email address, if you don't provide your employees a computer, most likely they do not have an email address. And that was one of the big parts to the breakdown in communication. But I would say, as you look at the statistics right now, we're pushing over 90% of individuals actually have smartphones. The smartphone aspect of it is why we felt that's the vehicle for delivering this solution. And we're really excited because the app has really come into play to deliver something that can be done in a very mobile environment. So this is really the first time that we've ever had to routinely be able to communicate and educate not just the employee but also the dependent, the spouse that may be just as much of a stakeholder in your healthcare as that employee. And the positive with that really comes down to employers are offering benefits to employees at a fairly high cost. If the value is not translated to the employee, some of that is just lost. So we've really structured this program out to hit basically 4 key pieces of the platform, which is messaging, so communication, information, which is our bulletin board structure and benefit board structure, and then well-being. And when you wrap all those things up into a full program, you're actually engaging employees in a very different way of delivering that benefit experience. And our goal is not just to focus on an employee onboarding or employee open enrollment meeting and hope for the best that year. Our goal with the EXP and Employee Experience Platform is really to engage that employee throughout the entire year and continue providing the information to them at their fingertips when they actually need it. So by really trying to focus on how do we improve communication, that's where this kind of stemmed from. So as we're trying to improve communication, it allowed us to actually bring more to the table and actually deliver, I would say, a very different benefit experience for any of our clients that isn't really being done in the market today. We've really focused on well-being over the years. We've had high engagement in our programs, and we just decided it doesn't need to stop at that point. That engagement can be used to leverage overall engagement with employees, and that's really kind of what we started to see is you're using this well-being activity to engage employees more frequently than what, let's say, your payroll system may do on a once a month or let's say once a quarter basis or whenever they go check their paycheck, or an open enrollment system, which we offer open enrollment programs. Those tend to only be at a one time per year. So this has kind of mixed up the market a little bit, and we're really excited because it does change and bring, I'd say, an evolution to where benefits are going and an evolution to where I think that employee experience can be taken advantage of.
Well, it's an exciting product. I mean, it's awesome. I can't say it enough. We look forward to bringing it to the market for other companies to learn and to use and to help grow their company culture and communication and really get to the root of employee benefits.
Thanks, Brad, for taking the time just to ask these questions and go through the details, because sometimes as we reflect backwards and see what we've been able to do, and as we look forward, we are really excited about what Forsite can bring, along with Motion Connected, solutions that I would say are second to none out there. So it's nice to sit down and talk through some of this stuff because it is a nice reflection and an exciting time for us. And for anyone that hasn't listened to these audio series, go back and listen to some of the ones we've already done. I really encourage it. I thought it was a crazy idea to put these together until I started to see the product that's being done. We really have a great team. So what's fun to see is the same things and exciting things you're seeing in the audios here is the same things we're bringing to our clients. So hats off to our team, as these things cannot be done without good people, and good organizations start with good people. So thanks, everybody.
Hey, I'd like to thank you listeners for tuning in today's episode. Be sure to check in at forsitebenefits.com/audio-series. See you then.